Is the board completely visible? That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Completely visible.
Just can you see this slide?
No, sir. A little bit up, sir.
Yeah. So the setup takes a little while. Yes, sir. I made the setup. Yep. But it is, yep. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir. Now visible.
Okay. Very well custom. See how many fellows have joined?
2, sir.
Was
I said, no, I cannot sit there. He says, sir, this is the part and parcel of classroom. Yes, it is
Sir,
not.
what is the name of this compound? What is this name?
Phenol, sir.
And what is this?
Diphenol.
Catechol.
Catechol, sorry, sir.
Catechol. Catechol. What is this?
Resorcinol.
It is pyrogallol, 1,2,3-trihydroxybenzene. Resorcinol means only 2 OH groups, 1 and 3 positions. This is resorcinol. It is pyrogallol. It can absorb oxygen, sir. If you have a mixture of oxygen and nitrogen, if you pass over pyrogallol, pyrogallol can absorb oxygen. This also has 3 OH groups, but that is more symmetric. It is called fluoroglucinol. No need to learn all these names, but just like that. Fluoroglucinol. They are all aromatic alcohols. Sir, what is this compound?
Ethanol.
The grain alcohol or the spirit of wine. But with the same formula, if I write like this, what is this, sir?
Methoxymethane.
Methoxymethane, this class of compound is called ether. Now, ethers which have 4 or more carbons can show metamerism. Do you remember these 2 compounds, that is 1-methoxypropane and methoxyethane are called metamers. Do you know they are called metamers?
Yes, sir.
Sir, this metamerism is shown by compounds which have bivalent functional group like O. O can be linked to groups this side, that side. What all compounds that have bivalent functional group? For example, secondary amine, it can be linked to carbon chain left side and right side. So secondary amines can show metamerism. Ketones have bivalent functional group. Ketone this side and that side, it has carbon chains. It can have. So ketones can also show metamerism. Sir, if you have C double bond OO, this functional group is called ester. Esters can also show metamerism. So all the compounds which have bivalent or trivalent functional groups, for example, tertiary amine is a trivalent functional group. So tertiary amine can also show metamerism. Metamerism is a structural isomerism where the metamers differ in the length of the carbon chain linked on both sides. So metamerism cannot be shown by alcohols because alcohol is a univalent functional group. Metamerism cannot be shown by carboxylic acid because carboxylic acid is a univalent functional group. Anybody who has univalent functional group cannot show metamerism. Metamerism is shown by compounds which have bivalent functional groups like ethers, like secondary amines, like ketones. like esters, like tertiary amines, whatever. Are we clear about, sir?
Yes, sir.
This is simply I am talking because public have to join, no? So till such time, in order to save time, just some general
Yes,
things
sir.
and
Sir,
yes, sir.
sir, today's class also up to 1 p.m. Sir.
Sir, if you don't mind, sir. If you have any other work, we can close anytime. If any
No, sir,
student
today's
feels,
Friday. No, that's not I am asking.
excuse me, sir, today is Friday. Yeah. So we can close the class by 12:30 if you feel like. And you should rejoin again in the evening or tomorrow. But your wish, sir. Ultimately, at the end of the day, whatever you say, I follow. Okay.
At 4 we'll rejoin.
I don't know. I have to take permission every time from management. Or you have to inform to Qasim to arrange the class. If you want to join at 4 o'clock, sir, if you want,
For only one today, take up to 12:45 now, sir.
that's I will close at 12:40. Okay.
Okay,
No
sir.
issue.
Thank you.
Now, okay, you have to remind me. And now the time is ticking away. How many students have joined? You tell me.
29.
29 means we can chit chat till all join. Slowly we go. Next topic. Sir, what is this compound?
Ethoxyethane.
If a compound has, suppose, sir, what is this compound, sir? It has a ethyl group, alkoxy group, and also alcohol group. If a compound has both alkoxy and alcohol group to same carbon, it is called as hemiacetal. All this is for mains, advanced mainly. Sir, a compound which has both OR and OH linked to same carbon is usually called as what, sir?
Hemiacetal.
Sir, if the carbon is locked to two alkoxy groups, then this is called acetal. Now let us be familiar. Alkoxy group linked to carbon chain is ether. Alkoxy group linked to the carbon, the same carbon is also having a hydroxy alcohol group, that is called hemiacetal. If there are two alkoxy groups, it is called acetal. Let us be familiar with the names of some compounds till everybody joins. Are we very clear about this name, sir?
Yes, sir.
If the OH is directly linked to a benzene ring, it is called phenol. If two OH groups are linked, it is called quinol, opposite side. If they are on the adjacent sides, it is called catechol. If they are in the 1/3 position, that is called resorcinol. We know that. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I see a compound which has a ether group, but that is a part of the ring. These cyclic ethers are called oxyrates. What they are called, sir? Hello. Cyclic ethers are called what, sir?
Oxyrane.
Sir, if I put here a methyl, then it is called what? It is called methyl oxyrate. Oh my God. If I put another methyl group here, I say it is 1,2-dimethyl oxyrate. Any problem, sir?
No, sir.
Sir, if I write here a ethyl group, where is ethyl methyl oxyrate? If I put here CS2Cl, it is chloromethyl methyl oxyrate. Generally cyclic ethers, where there are 3 atoms in the ring. That is called oxyrate, cyclic ethers, sometimes called epoxides. Are we clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Then there is a problem. Again, I have a ring. All this is for advanced. Male students just ignore. Simply I'm talking so that everybody will join. Sir, this is a cyclic ether having 4 atoms in the ring, out of which one is oxygen. Then it is called oxidate. What is it called, sir?
Oxidane.
Previous name is oxyrane. It is oxydane.
Dane.
Oxydane is having that carbon. 4 atoms in the ring, out of which one is oxygen. Then you can think of what is this, sir?
Methyl oxidane.
That is, of course, if you start counting from oxygen end, 2-methyl oxidane. Okay, now I want to examine this. Oh my God. So many other groups, right? Can you see this compound?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it is looking like a ether with many oxygens. Can you see them?
Yes, sir.
Can you try what could be its name? Sir, we are just whiling away the time because public have to join. How many students are joined?
49.
How many?
48, sir.
So I will not waste time more than 2 minutes now. Just I am waiting for public to join, and just I am just entertaining you by giving some additional inputs.
So once can you explain preparation of alcohol from Grignard reagent?
So they are called polyethers, sir. You have to count from one end to the other end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many atoms are there in the chain? 9. So it is known as, it is known as second 4, 7. 2, 4, 7 trioxonone. They are called polyethers. Have you seen the name? 2,4,7 trioxonone. It has many ethers. Fundamentally, ether is that which has oxygen linked to 2 alkyl groups. So simply I have familiarized you with some names. Sir, what is this compound? Hello?
Phenol.
Phenol is otherwise known as carbolic acid. And carbolic acid is there in your lifebuoy. Sir, carbolic acid has a pKa of 10. It means it is reasonably acidic when compared with ethanol. When you are comparing with ethanol, ethanol is a bad acid. It is a good acid. You are comparing with whom, sir? I am comparing with water. When compared with water, alcohol is a bad acid. Phenol is a good acid. Why like that? Hello.
Because lesser value of pKa.
The problem here is water will give H plus ion to a small extent. The ethanol gives H plus ions to a much smaller extent. Why the ethanol is giving H plus ions to a much smaller extent than in water? Because
The anion is unstable.
whenever it is giving H plus ion, it is giving a conjugate base anion. The conjugate base is destabilized. Why it is destabilized? The negative charge on oxygen is increased by
Inductive effect.
the group which has electron releasing inductive effect. A group that has electron releasing inductive effect or electron releasing resonance effect can increase the negative charge on oxygen. Thereby it becomes unstable. If it is unstable, it never forms. Therefore, the conjugate base ethoxide ion never prefers to be formed. Hence, ethanol is a weaker acid than water. In water, nobody is destabilizing OH minus. What about phenol? When phenol gives a H plus,
Resonance.
the phenol
Resonance effect.
is stabilized by resonance. There are 5 resonance forms that stabilize the negative charge of oxygen by flow. Therefore, phenoxide ion is stable. The conjugate base readily forms. Hence, it is a bitter acid. Any phenol that has NO2 groups in second and fourth positions is much better acid because further NO2 groups withdraw by resonance. In meta position, NO2 can withdraw but not by resonance, but by only by inductive effect. Therefore, third position NO2 cannot make it a really good acid. Second and fourth positions can do that. As I am introducing NO2 groups, two things are happening. The acidic strength of phenol increases.
Sir, once can you
First-
explain preparation of alcohol from Grignard reagents?
We are going there. So just now today I have spent a lot of time in introductory remarks because students have joined just now. Now I am starting the lesson today. So far whatever I talked is not really important for mains. Okay. So for mains we are talking about preparation of alcohols from Grignard reagent. We start now, sir. How many students have joined? Hello.
50.
Hello.
56, sir.
55.
55.
Very good. Now that's a good number. Actually, we are supposed to have 70 students, right? Okay, never mind. Slowly we go. You can stop me anytime. Your target is to prepare ethanol. Ethanol has how many carbons? Hello? Hello?
Two, sir.
In order to make alcohol, primary alcohol that has two carbons, always primary alcohol is prepared starting from formaldehyde. So one carbon is there in formaldehyde. By Grignard reagent, will also have one carbon. In Grignard reagent, as a rule I notice, the carbon has minus charge, the MgBr has plus charge. Can I see it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, in aldehyde, the oxygen gets minus charge, the carbon gets plus charge because oxygen takes the pi electrons. Is that fine? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Always
Yes.
minus will attack positive side, plus will attack minus side. You can clearly see the carbon attacks carbon. The Grignard reagent alkyl group, which has minus charge, attacks the carbon of carbonyl group that has plus charge. The oxygen combines with MgBr because it has plus charge. Is that fine? So, at the end of the first step I am getting, the CH3 attacked CH2O, the O minus combined with MgBr. Can I see it clearly, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, when it reacts with water, the O minus will take H plus, MgBr will take OH minus. So I got ethanol, magnesium bromohydride. So whenever I start with formaldehyde, any Grignard reagent reacts to give you a primary alcohol. The number of carbons in the primary alcohol produced is equal to 1, that is from formaldehyde, plus X, which is there in Grignard reagent. Is that fine? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let us just extend this idea. Should I clear it?
From
sir?
aldehyde? Yes, sir.
I should always start with formaldehyde if I want primary alcohol. Sir, instead of taking methyl magnesium bromide, now I will take phenyl magnesium bromide. Then the phenyl group has minus charge, MgBr has plus charge. Then here phenyl group attacks. Here what attacks, sir? This attack. Now here what you got, sir? What is this alcohol, sir?
Benzyl alcohol.
I call it as benzyl alcohol. Very good. So benzyl alcohol is also primary alcohol. Sir, can I clear it, sir?
1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
I'll take 2 minutes. We have a lot of time. We are not in a hurry. Please. Okay, sir. Is it fine, sir?
1 minute, sir.
Take time. Sir, in this equation now, instead of taking phenyl magnesium bromide, you choose any Grignard reagent, sir, which has more carbons. Anything. What you will take, sir? You take, for example, butyl magnesium bromide. Magnesium bromide. This is minus, this is plus. Sir, now what do you get? Hello? Now here butyl group attacks. This has 4 carbons. Here you get butyl. So what is this alcohol, sir? It is 1-pentanol. What is it, please?
1 pentanol.
1 pentanol.
So you can name any alcohol, primary alcohol, you can make it happily. Okay, sir. The
Yes,
rule
sir.
is fix formaldehyde, change Grignard reagent, first react, then treat with water. That's it. Now, I have an interesting question. You want to prepare this alcohol. What is the name of this alcohol, please? CH2, CH, CH3, CH. What is this, sir?
2-methyl.
Isobutyl alcohol.
It is known as
Methyl
2-methyl-1-propanol or isobutyl alcohol. What is it name, sir?
Isobutyl.
Isobutyl alcohol, common name. 2-methyl-1-propanol or UPS name. It is a primary alcohol. How can I prepare, sir? Here I take a Grignard that has this group. What is this? This is called isopropyl magnesium bromide. It is a Grignard reagent. If I take isopropyl magnesium bromide, isopropyl group gets minus charge, MgBr gets plus charge. Now isopropyl group will be attacking the carbonyl carbon. MgBr will attack the oxygen. Therefore, here I get isopropyl. Okay, sir? And now finally I got isopropyl. Is that fine, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sometimes we feel lazy to write isopropyl group. Simply I will write isoprop. Simply I write isoprop. Simply I write isoprop. If isoprop is linked to CH2OH, it is isobutyl alcohol. Is that fine, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, if I am taking butyl magnesium bromide, I will get BuCH2OH. What is this alcohol, sir?
Pentyl.
1-pentanol. What is that, sir?
1 pentanol.
Pentanol.
Are we seeing it clearly? So always primary alcohols can be prepared in this way. Are we clear? Now, you are talking about any other aldehyde. You take acetaldehyde, for example. Now you react with any Grignard reagent, same ethyl magnesium bromide, and in the reaction, same strategy. The methyl is attacking here. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Now, this fellow on hydrolysis, sir, what is this alcohol, sir?
Isopropyl.
Secondary.
It is a secondary alcohol, it is isopropyl alcohol. Notice that, so secondary alcohols can be prepared by changing any aldehyde. You should not take formaldehyde, and you can take any Grignard. So when you want to prepare a secondary alcohol, you have two facilities. Either you can change the Grignard carbon or you can change the number of carbons in aldehyde. But you get a secondary alcohol. Is that fine, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, instead of taking methyl magnesium bromide, let us suppose you take ethyl magnesium bromide. Then here the ethyl group will attack. Then here you will get ethyl group. Then what is this alcohol, sir? Hello?
Two.
It is 2-butanol. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Suppose here also you take ethyl group. Then here also you are having ethyl group. Then here also you have ethyl group. Then what is this alcohol base? Three pentanol. What is this, sir? Hello.
3-pentanol.
Is that clean with you? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is a general strategy to prepare secondary alcohol. Now suppose you want to prepare a tertiary alcohol. Start with any ketone. Simplest ketone is nail polishing over propanol. Take any Grignard reagent, for example, methyl magnesium bromide. You can think of. So at the end of the sigma, I am getting O minus combines with MgBr. The CH3 is intact. New CH3 has come. This is treated with water. Well, your job is done. You got the tertiary butyl alcohol plus MgBr OH. Magnesium bromide. So that is the strategy to prepare any kind of alcohol you wish, starting with Grignard. Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, instead of taking carbonyl compounds, formaldehyde, any aldehyde or ketone, you can also take cyclic ether called epoxide. If I take epoxide react with Grignard, notice oxygen will take away the bonded electrons and become minus. Carbon will become plus. So it combines here, it goes there. So as a result, you can see CH3 is attacking this carbon number 1. Here I write 1. And the O is combined with MgBr. This on hydrolysis can give 1 propanol. CH3, CH2, CH2, OH plus magnesium bromide. It means that primary alcohol can also be prepared by the reaction of Grignard with the cyclic ethers called epoxides. You know, there are many types of cyclic ethers. Epoxide is a cyclic ether having 3 atoms in the ring. The epoxides are also called oxyrenes. Oxidane is a cyclic ether that has 4 atoms in the ring, out of which 1 is oxygen. So, whatever, whether you take oxidane or whether you take oxyrene, you get primary alcohol. Is that fine, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell what is the name of this compound?
Tetrahydrofuran.
It is tetrahydrofuran. It is also a cyclic ether. So if I am putting 2 double bonds here, it is called furan. Furan is a unsaturated cyclic ether, a cyclic ether. Tetrahydrofuran. Here you remove double bonds by adding hydrogens. They are all cyclic ethers. Can you see them, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir.
This is an interesting cyclic ether about which we study separately. It is called pyron. The glucose structure resembles the structure of pyron. Hence, glucose is sometimes called a derivative of this. The ring structure of glucose is sometimes called pyranose ring structure because the structure of glucose resembles the pyron. Pyranose, ose means sugar. Any name ending with ose is sugar. Glucose, fructose, maltose, lactose, pyranose, ose. Anyway, we will not deviate much. Sir, I clarified how to prepare alcohols with gregonol. Your doubt is clarified, sir? Hello? Hello? Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How to prepare alcohols starting with the
Grignard.
grignard we have discussed. Now, yesterday we have seen that alcohols have higher boiling point than ether. Though ether and alcohol have same formula, they are functional isomers. Alcohol has higher boiling point than ether because alcohols have hydrogen bonding because they have OH group. Ethers don't have hydrogen bonding. Alcohols have higher boiling point. Ethers have lower boiling point. Alcohols have less tendency to become vapor. Ethers have more tendency to become vapor. And alcohols are highly soluble in water. Alcohol and water, if I compare, water has a little higher boiling point than simple alcohol because water has more hydrogen bonds. We have seen that. Yes, sir? Now,
Yes.
we have seen how to prepare alcohols. We have seen how to prepare phenols. Sir, how can I prepare phenol?
Using benzene.
I can take chlorobenzene.
Yeah. Chlorobenzene.
Under drastic conditions, high temperature, high pressure. Why that? Because the CCl bond has a double bond nature. It is a sp2 carbon. CCl bond is difficult to break. So you require high temperature like 623 K and high pressure like 200 atmospheres. If you want to weaken this bond, you introduce NO2 groups. If you introduce NO2 groups, the CCl bond becomes weak. You can happily convert this into picric acid even at room temperature. But generally it is a bad method. Then what is a good method to make phenol? I said, take benzene, add propene, or you can add chloro, propane and AlCl3, whatever. Either you can add this or you can take propyl chloride and AlCl3. This is called Friedel-Crafts organization. Either this route or this route. You get a first isopropyl benzene. The isopropyl benzene is having a name called cumene. It is used in perfume industry. The cumene, when exposed to air, urgently undergo aerial oxidation. All aromatic compounds have this weakness. You get cumene peroxide. When cumene peroxide is treated with water, urgently it will break down to give phenol and acetone. Both of the fellows you can sell in the market. It is a nail polish remover, it is phenol. It is a commercial method, industrial method to make phenol. Sir, the best thing I tell you, you have something called coal tar. Coal tar is one of the waste product obtained in the distillation of coal. From coal tar, you can separate phenol at a much cheaper rate. In market, you can buy phenol per 1 liter around 28 rupees. It is in principle obtained from coal tar. You know, coal tar is used to make dumper roads. You know, hello, do you know that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That tar
Yes.
is a very cheap material. From tar, you can extract phenol. You can also extract benzene. So, but if you want to synthesize in large quantity, this is one route. Do you remember yesterday we talked about preparation of phenols? Phenol is a compound that has OH group on benzene. Phenol has pleasant smell. Sir, this compound, can you name it, any of you, please? Can you name this compound?
Amino.
Aniline. What is its name, sir?
Aniline.
Aminobenzene is called aniline. Actually, India used to export aniline once upon a time. You can make aniline by collecting urine of public toilets. Wow. Once upon a time, they used to make it. Okay. The aniline, which is extracted from indigo leaf, aniline is an important chemical to make fabric dyes. This aniline, when treated with NaNO2 and HCl at 0 to 5 degrees, ice cubes, the aniline will become benzene diazonium chloride. This reaction is called diazotization. The benzene diazonium chloride is a wonderful compound. Sir, in IIT mains and advanced, they always ask one question on diazonium chloride, about which we study in detail later on. I spend 2 hours to talk about this. So benzene diazonium chloride, if you simply put water, urgently becomes phenol, nitrogen gas which goes out, HCl that goes. So this is another easy method to make phenol starting with aniline. Is that fine, sir? Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Yes.
Now we give it, take a deep breath really slowly. Relax, relax, come on. Aniline is an aromatic compound, aminobenzene. When it's treated with NaNO HCl, in reaction mixture you are making nitrous acid. The nitrous acid, the HCl, the aniline together will give you diazonium chloride. Di means two, azo means nitrogen, em means positive. Diazonium chloride, benzene diazonium chloride. This is a very important material. In this material, there is some question in IIT mains. Diazonium chloride reacts with water to give phenol. If diazonium chloride reacts with cuprous chloride, you get chlorobenzene. It is called Sandmeyer reaction. If diazonium chloride reacts with cuprous bromide, you get bromobenzene. It is Sandmeyer reaction. If diazonium chloride reacts with cuprous cyanide, you get cyanobenzene. This diazonium chloride is a wonderful compound that can be used to prepare so many aromatic compounds. I will not be talking about that now. So we have understood basically alcohols are the compounds which are OH group liquid to alkyl group. Alcohols have a formula CnH2n plus 2O, or they can be written as CnH2n plus 1OH. With this formula, you can also write ethers, which are like this. Ethers and alcohols are functional isomers. Ethers do not have OH group, so their boiling points are low. Alcohols' boiling points are high. This is what we have learned so far. Now, can we go ahead, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, there are 3 types of reactions I want to discuss today. For all these reactions, I take propanol as basis. When propanol reacts with sodium metal, it will give sodium propoxide and hydrogen. In this reaction, the OH bond is breaking. It means this reaction is showing acidic nature of alcohol. Whenever the OH bond in alcohol breaks, it is said to be showing acidic behavior. Are we clear, sir?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes,
If you heat it with the magnesium metal, you get, magnesium propoxide and hydrogen. Reaction with metals will liberate hydrogen. In these reactions, alcohols show acidic nature. Sir, when alcohol is reacting with a Grignard reagent or MgX, the R minus will take H plus. Whenever alcohol is giving H plus, it is behaving like acid. So I get RH plus CH3, CH2, CH2O, MgX. RH is alkane. Sir, if I take methyl magnesium bromide, I get methane. If I take ethyl magnesium chloride, I get ethane. If I take butyl magnesium iodide, I get butane. The alkane has as many carbons as they are there in the Grignard. The alcohol has nothing to do with alkane. Alcohol is giving only H plus. Are we very clear?
Yes, sir.
This is a IIT question sometime back. When propanol reacts with ethyl magnesium bromide, what alcohol I get? A, methanol, B, ethanol, C, propanol, D, all the mixture. What is your answer, sir?
Ethanol.
You get only ethane. I repeat the question. When propanol reacts with ethyl magnesium bromide, what alkane I get? Methane, ethane, propane, mixture of all these. Answer is only ethane. I get as many carbons in the alkane as many are there in Grignard. Alcohol has nothing to do with that. Grignard reacts with alcohol to give alkane. In this reaction, alcohol gives H plus. It is an acid. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. We are looking at basically reactions of propanol. When propanol is reacting with, name any acid, sir. Any carboxylic acid. Any
Acetic
carboxylic
acid.
Sir,
Acetic acid.
you take acetic acid. You take a little bit sulfuric acid to act as catalyst. The acetic acids OH, the alcohols H plus will get out as water.
And what?
And now,
Neutralization.
excuse me, sir,
Neutralization.
not exactly neutralization, it is like that. Here, CH3, CH2, CH2O of propanol combines with the C double bond OCH3 on the water. This compound is called propyl ethanoate. It is an ester.
Ester.
RCOOR, propyl ethanoate. It is called ester. So esters are produced when a carboxylic acid reacts with alcohol. The twist in this reaction is the carboxylic acid is not giving H plus. The carboxylic acid is not behaving like acid. The alcohol is behaving like acid. That is strangeness. The reaction of carboxylic acid with alcohol in presence of sulfuric acid or NaOH to give ester is called esterification. It is a reversible reaction. The esterification can be catalyzed by H plus or it can be catalyzed by OH minus. It can be acid catalyzed esterification or base catalyzed esterification. In esterification reaction, alcohols react with carboxylic acids or their derivatives to give esters. Esterification mechanism is very important. The mechanism of esterification, check up in the textbook whether they give. If they have not given, I will discuss. But now I introduced the name. What is the name? Esterification. What does it mean? Reaction of a carboxylic acid with alcohol. What do I get? Ester. What is the general formula of esters? RCOOR. What is the feature of esters? They have pleasant smell They cause perfume in fruits. They cause perfume in flowers. What is the IUPAC name of ester? Alkyl alkanoate.
Alkylate.
Alkyl alkanoate. So that's a note on that. What is the name of this reaction, sir?
Esterification.
In all these reactions, alcohols act like acids. Are you clean?
Yes, sir.
So when an alcohol is reacting with Grignard reagent, alcohol acts like acid. When alcohol reacts with sodium metal, it acts like acid. When alcohol reacts with magnesium, it acts like acid. When alcohol reacts with the carboxylic acids or its derivatives, it acts like acid. It gives H+. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
look at this reaction. An acid derivative. What is an acid derivative? See, this is the acid. I represent it as RCO. In this acid, sir, if I am removing OH with somebody else, like if I write Cl, it is called acid chloride. If I write NH2, I call it as acid amide. It means OH minus I am replacing with somebody. If I replace OH minus with OR, it is called ester. If I replace OH minus with RCOO, then it is called acid anhydride. See, be familiar with names. In RCOOH is called carboxylic acid. If the OH minus is replaced by Cl minus, it is called acid chloride. If the OH minus is replaced by NH2, it is called amide. If the OH minus is replaced by alkoxy group, it is called ester. If the OH minus is replaced by another R-COO minus, it is called acid anhydride. All these are derived from acids, hence they are called acid derivatives. Are we clear about them, sir?
Yes.
Carboxylic acids are the compounds which have RCOOH. If the OH minus of carboxylic acid is replaced by different groups like Cl minus, like NH2 minus, like RO minus, like RCOO minus, I get acid derivatives. There are many acid derivatives like acid chloride, acid bromide, acid iodide, amides, esters, acid anhydrides. Any of the acids or acid derivatives, if they react with alcohols, I get esters. If I react an ester with alcohol, I get a new ester. One ester changes to other ester. Are we clear, sir? Hello?
Sir, what about sodium acetate?
Sodium acetate is not an acid derivative. It is regarded as a salt of acetic acid. Notice, only when OH minus is replaced by Cl, NH2, or RCOO, then only it is called acid derivative. If the OH minus is replaced by ONA, it is not an acid derivative, it is simply salt. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Now, should we close this? Familiarity with the names. We have seen reactions where alcohol acts as acid. We know very clearly primary alcohol is more reactive than secondary alcohol, which is more reactive than tertiary alcohol, which is more reactive than phenols in these reactions. Are you very clear? Let's not put phenols here. Primary alcohol is more acidic than secondary alcohol, more acidic than tertiary alcohol, more acidic, more reactive. It means phenol is more reactive than primary alcohol. Can we see it clearly, sir? Hello? More is acidic nature, more is the reactivity with sodium metal, more is the reactivity with Grignard reagent, more is the reactivity with whatever we have said. Is that fine? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I can't see that part, sir.
Order of reactivity with the metals are given. Not phenol is more reactive than primary alcohol, which is more reactive than secondary alcohol, which is more reactive than tertiary alcohol. Is that fine? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, second variety of reactions. Alcohols can react with PCl3. When it is reacting with PCl3, OH minus is replaced by Cl. Here CO bond is breaking. I get CH3CH2CH2Cl. In fact, it is a method of preparation of alkyl halide. We know that PCl3 has 3 Cls, so 3 moles of alcohol react to give 3 propyl chloride plus H3PO. Always 1 mole of PCl3 reacts with 3 moles of alcohol. To give alkyl halide, it is a method of preparation of alkyl halide. Anything that can replace OH with X is called a halogenating agent. PCl3 is a halogenating agent. SOCl2 is another halogenating agent. ZnCl2 by HCl is another halogenating agent. PCl5 is another halogenating agent. There are so many halogenating agents that can replace OH of alcohol with X. Of all halogenating agents, which is best, sir?
SOCl2.
This is the best because when I use SOCl2,
You will
OH
get
is
SO2
replaced
and
by
HCl.
Cl, no doubt. The SO will become SO2 gas that goes out. The H will become HCl that is absorbed by solvent pyridine. So you get pure propyl chloride. So SOCl2 is the best halogenating agent. In these reactions, alcohols OH minus is replaced by X minus. They are called SCN reactions, nucleophilic substitution reactions. Is that fine, sir?
Yes, sir.
For this, the order of reactivity is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. More stable the carbocation, more readily it reacts. Because this reaction first makes a carbocation and the CO bond breaks. The CO bond breaks. So you get a carbocation. Carbocation stability depends on whether it is tertiary or secondary or primary. So alcohols react with halogenating agents to give alkyl halides. This is the reaction that involves CO bond breakage. Is that fine with you?
Yes.
A paste of zinc chloride and HCl is called Lucas reagent. If I am adding a Lucas reagent to a tertiary alcohol, urgently Lucas reagent becomes, hello? When Lucas reagent reacts with a tertiary alcohol, normally alcohol is soluble in water. The Lucas reagent is a paste of zinc chloride and concentrated HCl. Urgently alcohol will become alkyl halide. We know very clearly alcohols are soluble in water, alkyl halides are not. Therefore, the solution which was clean and transparent, suddenly alcohol becomes alkyl halide. Therefore, it will get cloudy droplets which are not soluble in water. It looks as if you have dispersed oil in water. If you put oil and water and shake, how it looks, sir? Hello?
Water, oil floats, sir.
No, you take water and oil and mix them thoroughly and look in the glass. It looks very cloudy, husky.
Yes, sir, yes.
It is not transparent. So, the moment I add tertiary alkyl to Lucas reagent, the solution which is clear immediately becomes turbid, husky, cloudy. It means alcohol immediately became alkyl halide. So, Lucas reagent reacts with the tertiary alcohols within no time. Solution becomes turbid. If it is a secondary alcohol, when I add a Lucas reagent, in 5 to 10 minutes time, it will make alkyl halide. So within 5 to 10 minutes time, solution will become cloudy. Primary alcohol means immediately solution become cloudy. Secondary alcohol means wait for 5-10 minutes. The primary alcohol cannot react with the Lucas reagent at room temperature. Because primary alcohols are very less reactive. It will never form at room temperature. It requires heating. Therefore, how can I distinguish between primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols? One method to distinguish between primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols is using Lucas reagent. Lucas reagent is a paste of ZnCl on HCl. Here, the OH group of tertiary alcohol is immediately replaced by X minus, whereas secondary alcohol reacts in 5 to 10 minutes. Primary alcohol would not react, no turbidity at room temperature. So there are 3 types of alcohols: primary, secondary, tertiary. Alcohols show 2 types of reactions. Reactions where OH bond is breaking, reactions where CO bond is breaking. Where OH bond is breaking are called reactions of acidic nature of alcohols. They are seen with sodium, magnesium, Grignard reagent, and acid derivatives. Reactions where CO bond is breaking, they are seen with halogenating agents. A halogenating agent is one which replaces OH with X minus. Of all halogenating agents, SO-Cl2 is the best. PCl3, if I take as a halogenating agent, each mole of PCl3 has 3 Cls. Therefore, each PCl3 can react with 3 moles of alcohol. If I take ethanol, 3 moles of ethanol react with 1 PCl3 to give 3 moles of ethyl chloride. And H3PO3, phosphorus acid, dibasic. The phosphorus acid has structure like this. The phosphorus acid is a product that can give really 2H+, the basic acid. That's a product. Sir, if I take ethyl alcohol and react with PCl5, each mole of PCl5 reacts with how many moles of alcohol, sir? Hello? 1 mole of PCl3 reacted with 3 moles of alcohol. 1 mole of PCl5 reacts with
1 mole.
1 mole of PCl5 reacts with only 1 mole of ethanol, because in this reaction I am getting CH3CH2Cl plus POCl3 plus HCl. It means PCl5, all the 5 Cls are not involved in bonding, only 2 Cls are involved in reaction. Why like that? In PCl3, all the Cls are involved in reaction.
Equatorial bonds are longer.
Only 2, because in PCl5, there are 2 longer axial bonds. There are 3 shorter equatorial bonds. The equatorial Cls are strongly held. They don't involve in reaction easily. Only the 2 axial Cls are involved in reaction. Out of 2, 1 is replacing OH, 1 is combining with H. So 1 mole of PCl5 reacts with only 1 mole of ethanol. 1 mole of PCl3 reacts with 3 moles of ethanol, because in PCl3, it is pyramidal in shape. All Cls are equidistant. If you are breaking one, all the 3 will be. There's a point of difference. Are we clear, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So this is a reaction with the halogenating agents. Okay, sir? Now I will be wondering, sir, we have talked about some reactions of alcohols, no doubt. We have talked about some reactions of food. Alcohols where it is acid, some reactions where it OH is replaced, very good. Now I want to see. If I take ethyl alcohol, if I add a nitric acid, what happens? The OH of alcohol, H plus of nitric acid will be removed. I get ethyl nitrate. What is that, sir? Ethyl?
Ethyl nitrate.
So there are many reactions where OH can be replaced by other nucleophiles. I am not particularly worried of all this. But you can think, what happens when ethyl alcohol reacts with benzoic acid? Can you guess what is the product? Acid is catalyst. Can you guess what is the product? Whenever a carboxylic acid or any benzoic acid reacts with alcohol, the alcohol gives H plus.
Esterification.
This is the esterification reaction where I am getting the CO binds with OCH to C. It is called ethyl benzoate. What is it called, sir? Hello?
Ethyl benzoate.
Ethyl benzoate.
Now, can you guess what is the product in this? I am taking benzyl alcohol and reacting with benzoic acid. And what is the product? Can you guess, sir? H plus is catalyst. What is the product, sir?
Sir, upper part is not.
Ethyl alcohol.
Sir, upper part is not visible.
Sir? My question is, what happens if I react? I will write again. This is your benzoic acid. It is your benzyl alcohol. If I am reacting both these fellows in presence of H plus, what do I get? Notice alcohol, acid when they are reacting, carboxylic acid. The alcohol gives H plus, the carboxylic acid gives OH minus, water is lost. So the OH of carboxylic acid is replaced by OCH2. Can you see it, sir? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is called benzyl benzoate. You can go to medical shop and ask him to give you a bottle of benzyl benzoate emulsion. He will happily take 100 rupees. You can buy benzyl benzoate emulsion in any medical shop. What for it is used? Some people get itchy sense on the body throughout. In secret places also there will be itchy sense. And it will be very difficult to scratch if there are girlfriends around. Oh my God. See, there are two problems. Feeling itchy is one problem. Unable to scratch is another serious problem. My God. If you are having a lot of itchy sense due to unknown reason, you can use benzyl benzoate emulsion. Simply if you apply, you get relief. You feel as if somebody is slowly scratching. Relax. My God. A white emulsion sold in medical shops. What is the name of it, sir?
Benzyl
Benzyl
benzoate.
benzoate.
So these are reactions called esterification reaction. You carried out between benzoic acid and benzyl alcohol. Now, my God, it is not giving the textbook and taking something nonsense. I'm sorry, you see the textbook, what are the reactions given in the book? Okay. There is a big problem. Okay. I have people to cope with to control emotion. Okay. Now we are looking at some properties of alcohols and looking at next property of alcohol is oxidation. So when alcohol is subjected to oxidation, you take CH3CH2OH as a typical example. What are the oxidizing agents, sir? Hello? Hello? Potassium dichromate is a wonderful oxidizing agent in place of sulfuric acid. Potassium permanganate is another wonderful oxidizing agent in place of acid. If you take any oxidizing agent, react with any damn alcohol, urgently alcohol will become carboxylic acid. Oh. Primary alcohols very quickly undergo this reaction. Secondary alcohols are not really very fast in undergoing oxidation, but still they also undergo oxidation. They give you ketones. Primary alcohols, they urgently become carboxylic acids. In fact, the oxidation of a primary alcohol is very rapid. If you see it carefully, first momentarily you get an aldehyde, but the aldehyde is very, very, very quickly undergoing the oxidation to carboxylic acid. This step you can't notice. It means primary alcohols readily undergo oxidation to give carboxylic acid having, if it has N carbons, it also has N carbons. Primary alcohols readily undergo oxidation with any oxidizing agent to give corresponding carboxylic acids. Secondary alcohols undergo oxidation slowly and they give ketones. If you force it with potassium permanganate and boil it, it will undergo bond rupture. You get acetic acid and carbon dioxide. At the end, the secondary alcohols on drastic oxidation will give carboxylic acids which have one carbon less. Whereas the primary alcohol easily undergo oxidation at the end to give acid that has same number of carbons. Tertiary alcohol is not at all interested in oxidation. It is not interested to undergo oxidation. If you force the oxidation by putting concentrated permanganate solution and sulfuric acid and boil, then there is a rupture of bonds. It will give mixture of products. A rupture of bonds and mixture of products are obtained in the oxidation of tertiary alcohols. So they are not interested in oxidation easily. Are we very clear about this idea, sir?
Yes, sir.
So oxidation is a reaction where alcohols undergo changes in oxidation. Remember, alcohol initially becomes aldehyde and then becomes carboxylic acid. You can't really notice the formation of aldehyde. So fast it is. Now a crazy boy, our Vasi says, sir, I want to convert the alcohol into aldehyde. I want to stop here. I don't want carboxylic acid. What should I do? Crazy question. How to do, sir? How to do, by the way? There is some interesting program called Duolingo. Have you ever seen this app, Duolingo?
Yes, sir. Language learning.
In the Duolingo, they teach you any language like Spanish, like French, like Japanese, whatever. And in the Duolingo app, if you press some button, the sentence will be delivered very slowly. To habla español, like slowly. Otherwise, it asks to habla español. So by changing the buttons, you can change the speed. So like Duolingo, you want to stop the reaction at this stage. You want to stop alcohol becoming aldehyde. At this stage, you want to stop. You don't want this step. Now what to do is, you take potassium bicarbonate, you will be adding some other materials like pyridine. In fact, there are some reagents called PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate. What is its name, sir? Or PDC, pyridinium dichromate. It means to potassium dichromate, you add an organic chemical called pyridine. This is pyridine. If we add pyridine, the speed of dichromate will be lowered. So it will become a slow reagent. Then the reaction stops at aldehyde. Further oxidation is prevented by pyridine and it is called catalytic poison. Therefore, by adding some materials like pyridine, like taking pyridinium chlorochromate, pyridinium dichromate, you can stop the oxidation of alcohol at aldehyde stage. If you don't use pyridinium chlorochromate or if you don't use pyridinium dichromate, if you directly use potassium dichromate or if you directly use potassium permanganate, you will be getting only carboxylic acid. You don't get aldehyde. What is this reaction I am talking? I am talking about adding oxygen to alcohols. Adding oxygen is called what? Oxidation. Who will bring about oxidation? Oxidizing agents. What are the oxidizing agents I have? Potassium dichromate and sulfuric acid. Potassium permanganate, sulfuric acid, so on. What the oxidizing agents can do? They can convert alcohol into aldehyde, aldehyde into carboxylase. Which alcohol is more reactive? Primary. Which alcohol is least reactive? Tertiary alcohol. Can secondary alcohol on oxidation give acid with same number of carbons? No, it gives acid with one carbon less. Are we clear about this, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, we talked about a reaction called oxidation of alcohols. Now, when I am talking about King's first wife, you will be naturally asking me about King's second wife. When I am talking about oxidation, you will naturally ask me about what?
Reduction.
So before I go to reduction, I give another passing comment. Instead of using the oxidizing agent, I can take alcohol and heat with copper. When I heat with copper, hydrogen is removed. Then the primary alcohol will become aldehyde. If I heat the secondary alcohol with copper, again the hydrogen is removed. I will get it heated. If I heat the tertiary alcohol with copper, I get only alkene. It means what copper is doing, sir? Sir, what copper is doing, sir?
Bringing a double bond.
Always removing hydrogen. It is removing one hydrogen from alcohol group, one hydrogen from adjacent carbon. Always it is generating a double bond. Notice this reaction of heating with copper is called a dehydrogenation. What is it called, sir?
Dehydrogenation.
Hydrogenation.
Dehydrogenation is possible by heating with copper, but the reaction is very smooth with primary alcohol, a bit difficult with secondary alcohol, more difficult with tertiary alcohol. It requires different temperatures. Observe the temperatures in your text. In one way, it is oxidation because addition of oxygen is oxidation, removing the hydrogen is also oxidation.
Sir, what about phenols? How will they go about?
Oh, very good. Phenols, if I take a phenol and heat with copper, normally there is no appreciable reaction, but if you heat very strongly, then there can be something like very, very difficult really, these reactions, because the problem here is the oxidation of phenol is a bit more difficult proposition, because phenol, the CO bond has double bond nature due to resonance. Phenols have different set of reactions. We will be talking about phenols separately after completing simple alcohols. So this reaction is not really much feasible with phenols. That's a comment I give at this point. Okay, sir?
Yes.
Hello. So what is this reaction called? Dehydrogenation. What is it?
Dehydrogenation.
Sir, what happens if the alcohol is heated with sulfuric acid? Concentrated sulfuric acid I pick and I heat the alcohol. At 170 degrees, sir, sulfuric acid is known as a dehydrating agent. It wants to drink water. It will create water and drink. Notice the alcohol has OH group. So it will take H plus from neighboring carbon, H plus OH minus water. If you put sulfuric acid in your hand, it will drink all the water in the hand, make a hole and fall down. It is a naughty acid. So if I am putting sulfuric acid and heating at 170, the water is lost. I get the CH2 double bond CH. It is called ethene. What is it called, sir?
Ethene.
Ethene is produced due to dehydration. You will be wondering, sir, how this reaction happens. Can you tell me? Well, if I am taking, say, 2-butanol for a chain, I am adding acid. Acid is one who gives H plus. Whenever the acid is giving H plus has no electrons. So our OH group of alcohol heart will melt. Oh my dear, H plus, you have no electrons. Come on, I will give you. So urgently, the OH group is protonated. When OH group is protonated because of acid, oxygen gets positive charge. And oxygen hates positive charge. So what it will do, sir? Hello? It is step 1, protonation. Step 2, once the oxygen got positive charge, it hates positive charge. So what it will do? Can you think of? Sir, the oxygen got positive charge, which it hates. What it will do?
It will take the bonded electrons and leave.
So you will give your money to neighbor's wife and loot money from your wife and scold her also. Oh my God. The oxygen has given lone pair to neighboring H plus. Now it has taken electrons from its own carbon. Now who became orphan?
Carbon.
Who became orphan, sir?
The hydrogen of carbon.
Who became orphan?
Carbon.
Carbon became carbocation. Now the carbocation is crying, oxygen has gone out by taking the electrons. I have done nothing really. It is the dirty oxygen that has given lone pair to H plus of some damn acid. And now it has got positive charge and it has divorced me. So what should I do? In police department, people say this joke. The circle inspector will scold the sub-inspector, then the sub-inspector will scold the constables. Then the constable will scold whom?
The people, pedestrians.
The constable will come home and he will scold his wife. The poor wife, after eating all these scoldings, what she will do?
Scold the
Children.
She will beat the children like hell, my God. Unnecessary skilled children are suffering. Why they are suffering? Because mother has been scolded by father. Why father has scolded? His boss has scolded him. Where is he? Why his boss has scolded him? His boss has scolded. See, ultimate end result, who is suffering?
The children.
Notice here, one H plus was given by acid. That acid made oxygen plus. This oxygen has taken the electrons from carbon. Now carbon got plus charge. Now what carbon will do? This carbon will kick the neighboring carbon's hydrogen and out. Therefore, urgently the carbocation will eliminate a proton from neighboring carbon, beta carbon, and it gets a double bond. Story ended here. Now again, who came out?
H plus.
So originally H plus entered, created a nuisance. Now H plus has left out. So we call it as an acid catalyzed dehydration reaction. In the overall reaction, the OH group of alcohol with the neighboring carbon's hydrogen has gone out as water, generating a double. It is called acid catalyzed dehydration.
Sir, the video stopped.
In the acid catalyzed dehydration, water molecule is lost, you got a double bond. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, why can't it make a double bond with the right carbon?
That is a wonderful question. That is a possibility here. If you are getting a double bond here, you get one given. Now two products are possible. A product, B product. The experiment has shown that by and large you get 2 butene, but not 1 butene. The 2 butene, in fact, the hydrogen is eliminated from, there are 2 beta carbons to the carbocation. Out of the 2 beta carbons, 1 beta carbon has 3 hydrogens, 1 beta carbon has 2 hydrogens. Can you see it, sir?
Yes.
The first beta carbon has 3 hydrogens. The second beta carbon has 2 hydrogens. Whenever a carbocation has 2 beta carbons, the hydrogen is eliminated preferably from that beta carbon, which has less hydrogens. In that way, you are getting a very symmetric alkene which can be cut into 2 equal parts. symmetric alkenes are more stable. Therefore, if the hydrogen is eliminated from first beta carbon, you are getting unsymmetric alkene, which is thermodynamically unstable. Therefore, the rule that says whenever a carbocation has two beta carbons, hydrogen is eliminated from that beta carbon which has less hydrogens to give a symmetric alkene. I will write. Should I write here?
Shades of
I will write down this.
Poor becomes
I will write the entire sigma. Dehydration of alcohols. Alcohol treated with acid, sulfuric, for example, or phosphoric acid, or Al2 water. We get carbocation. This carbocation eliminates hydrogen from beta carbon to give alkene. H plus is preferably eliminated from that beta carbon which has less hydrogens. It is called Sage-Jef rule. Sir, what is the spelling? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
What is that rule? Sage-Jef. Spelling is Zjastaev, but it is to be called as Sage-Jef. So what is Sage-Jef rule? The H plus is eliminated from that beta carbon which has less hydrogens. That way you get more symmetric alkene. Let me write down this clearly. Dehydration of alcohols. When alcohol treated with acid like sulfuric acid at 170 or phosphoric acid, we get a carbocation. This carbocation eliminates a H plus from a beta carbon to give alkene. H plus is preferably eliminated from that beta carbon which has less hydrogens. This way we get more stable symmetric alkene. This is called Sage-Jef rule. Are we clear?
1 minute.
Please take your time to
Yes,
write
sir.
down. Sir, definitely the reaction of concentrated acid with alcohol generates a carbocation. The carbocation is formed in that site where it is more stable. Now, if I look at the two carbocations I am getting, always I get a stable carbocation. And always the carbocation tries to eliminate a beta hydrogen from that site where the carbon has less hydrogens. That way I get stable symmetric alkene. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
So this reaction has a lot of depth. Normally in IIT Advanced, they are asking questions on it. So if you are tired, I will not speak on this now. If you say it is okay, I talk more on this. It requires a good understanding. So should we talk more on this or close this session right now? It is really important.
Sir, we will do tomorrow, sir.
I don't mind doing it tomorrow, but I will just give another example and close it. Is it all right to you, sir? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you name what is this compound? Can you name this compound? చూడండి ప్లమ్ జనరేట్ కాంతి పెట్టాలి దగ్గర వచ్చే పిల్లవాడికి అర్ధరాత్రి కూడా అన్నం పెడితే ప్లమ్ ఎక్కువ అయిపోతే ఇబ్బంది పెడుతున్నాడు కదా. ఏదైనా ప్లమ్ కట్ చేసేది ఉంటుందేమో ఆలోచించుకోవాలి. ఏముంటుంది? హలో, వాట్ ఈస్ ది నేమ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కంపౌండ్ సార్?
Sir, hydroxymethyl cyclobutane.
సైక్లోబ్యూటైల్. అన్నం గురించి నేటల్లా ప్లమ్ కట్ చేసేది ఏమన్నా పెడితే బాగుంటుందన్న అందులో వేసి అదే ఆలోచించుకోవాలి. అది నేరగా చెప్తే నేను చేయలేదు. కట్ చేసేది ఏమో పువ్వు చేసి అది వేస్తే హలో.
Yes, sir.
Cyclobutyl methanol. The cyclobutyl methanol, if it heated with your hello, good morning, sir. Who is this? Sir, Bhavna, sir. Bhavna, sir. Sir, just 5 minutes of call in a class. Okay, right. Hello.
Yes, sir.
The cyclobutyl methanol, when treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, the protonation happens as usual. So you are getting here a carbocation. But this carbocation is not stable. Is it stable, sir?
No, sir.
No. No, it has an option. It has a hydrogen here. This hydrogen can be eliminated and you can get this compound. Methylene cyclobutane. But that compound is also not very stable. Therefore, in this critical situation, whenever a carbocation forms, it tries to get stability. Which carbocation is stable, sir? Hello?
Tertiary.
Tertiary. No, or secondary. Now what happens is,
Hydride shift.
this carbocation undergoes a change. The
Rearrange.
bond connecting carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This bond comes here. When the bond comes there, sir, the anti is linked to 2. Can you see? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now the anti-carbon, it linked to second carbon linked to third carbon linked to fourth carbon linked to first carbon linked to anti. Can you see it, sir? Hello? Hello?
Sir, once again that part, so the bond shift.
Hey, you are willing to ask me again, not observing, my God. This is OH. I added a H plus. I got a carbocation. I got a carbocation here. With the primary carbocation not stable. Now what it will do is, let me say it as anti-carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any bond connecting 1 and 4 and 2 and 4 will go to anti. Now which you want to choose, 1 and 2 or 1 and 4? Which you want to choose? See, 1 and 2 is coming here. Therefore, the 2 instead of binding to 1, now it wants to bind to anti. Can you see it clearly? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now this is anti-carbon. Anti-carbon is bound to second carbon. Okay.
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Second carbon is bound to third carbon. Third carbon is bound to fourth carbon. Fourth carbon is bound to first carbon. First carbon is bound to anti. Can you see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In this transaction, who is the loser? Who is the loser of bond, sir?
First one.
Earlier, one was
One.
bound to
First
4
carbon,
and
sir.
2. Now one is bound only to 4. The carbon number 1 gets plus charge. Can you see that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now, as a result of this, you got a secondary carbocation. Earlier, it is a primary carbocation. Now, it is a secondary carbocation. The secondary carbocation can lose hydrogen from beta carbon this side or this side. You get a product like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cyclopentane. Can you see that, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if this hydrogen is going, could have got this. The reaction could have been ended there. but that compound is unstable. So this is minor, this is major. Always dehydration of alcohols give alkenes. Always that alkene is preferentially formed, which is more stable. In the reaction of alcohol with acid, first step is formation of carbocation. The carbocation may undergo rearrangement to give unexpected products. Are we very clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
The carbocation will choose that beta carbon which has less hydrogens to generate a double bond. If you are getting a carbocation like this, you have two possibilities. You may get double bond between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. You may get this or you may get this. Out of these two, 2 is major product that is called Saint-Jeff product. What is it called, sir?
Saint-Jeff product.
Saint-Jeff product is always stable. It is a symmetrical alkene. Sometimes the carbocation, if it is not stable, may undergo rearrangement. When it undergoes rearrangement, always remember 5-membered rings and 6-membered rings are stable. 4-membered rings are not stable. Therefore, the 4-membered ring wants to change to a 5-membered ring and get a cyclopentene. It is major. Anti is minor, boy is major. 2 is major, 1 is minor. In all these reactions, alcohols will lose water to give alkenes. Such reactions are called elimination reactions. What they are called, sir?
Elimination.
So alcohols can show 3 types of reactions broadly. A, alcohol can be acidic. B, alcohol OH group may be replaced by Y minus, nucleophilic substitution. C, elimination reaction to give double bond. These are the 3 classes of reactions of alcohols. Alcohols are finding many applications in day-to-day life, in industry, in medicine, and also in plastic industry. And now the alcohols can be identified using glucose reagent, primary, secondary, tertiary. Okay, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Notice alcohol is weakly acidic. It has no reaction with your litmus. Litmus reagent cannot show any color change with alcohol because alcohol is very, very weakly acidic. Are we very clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Amongst alcohols and phenols, phenols are more acidic. A phenol can be easily identified by adding ferric chloride. With ferric chloride, a deep violet color is given by phenols, not by alcohols. So if you have a compound, you don't know whether it is alcohol or phenol, what you will do? You add ferric chloride.
Ferric chloride.
If you are getting violet color, you say it is phenol. Suppose you have 3 compounds. One is ether, one is ethanol, one is phenol. To identify which is which, you add sodium metal. Sodium metal gives hydrogen with alcohols and phenols. Either has no reaction. Then you add ferric chloride. Ferric chloride is in deep violet color with phenol. Therefore, one can distinguish between these 3. Suppose you have ethyl chloride, ether, ethanol, phenol. If you add sulfuric acid, in sulfuric acid, any compound that has oxygen will dissolve. So in diluted sulfuric acid, if the compound is dissolving, it is not alkyl. So if you have 4 compounds, namely ethyl chloride, ether, ethanol, and phenol, you can identify ethyl chloride by adding sulfuric acid. In sulfuric acid, only oxygen containing compounds dissolve. Second, to distinguish between ether, ethanol, and alcohol, phenol, we add sodium metal. Sodium metal cannot react with ethers. Ethanol, phenol can react. To particularly identify phenol, add ferric chloride. That gives violet color, means phenol. Are we clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we have concluded our discussion on alcohols by and large. Tomorrow we will be exploring textbook. I don't use board tomorrow. Tomorrow I open the book. We will try to read line by line in alcohols as given in NCERT. Also tomorrow we prepare some questions for exam. So tomorrow class will be very important. Saturday class you should attend without fail. On public demand, I am closing my class a little early today. Is that fine with you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Always feel free to post your doubts. Summary is today we talked about some reactions of alcohols. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Take care, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay.